Right now we are live, sir. Right now we are live.
Oh, now, okay.
Eamon,
Roger.
wait, how do I say your name?
Iman.
Iman. Great. Nice to meet you,
Yes,
Iman.
nice to meet you too, Anthony.
Yo, and is your last
Iman.
name really
Great. Nice to meet you,
Yes.
Oh,
Iman.
that was me. See, I
Nice to
keep
meet you too,
wait, hold up
Anthony.
one
Yo,
second.
and is your last name really nice to meet you?
Yes.
Oh, that was
I
happened?
always tell the person that's a guest on the show to mute the stream, and then I never have it muted myself, and I'm always the one. I always fuck up. But dude,
well,
on the Zoom, your last name says Bacardi. Is your last name Bacardi?
No, it's Barkhor Darian. It's a Persian last name.
Wait,
but,
backward
for simplicity
Darian?
purposes. Barkhor Darian.
Whoa.
You gotta get the
Yo, can you say your full name right now?
yes. So my name's Iman Barkhadarian. That's the English way to say it.
Bro.
But you can also
No,
say
say
Iman
it.
Barkhor Darian.
Wait, what? So say that one. Say the good one.
The good one, the natural one, the one
Yeah.
my parents gave me.
Yeah.
It's Iman Barkhor Darian.
Ooh,
It's a
damn,
mouthful,
dude.
yes.
That is like a warrior name. Which is why
I'll
you
take it.
won the Airrack challenge.
Ah.
Are you in LA right now?
They said, yes, I'm in LA. Do you live in LA?
Yeah, I'm in LA. Yo, what if we're
I
in the
gotta say-
same
I gotta-
building?
Well, I live in a home right now, so maybe you're in the bunker downstairs that I
home?
don't know about.
Like
I'm not sure.
Like a home for like certain types of people, like a category, like a
Like a home with
Oh, like-
5 of my best buds from college.
Oh,
You know,
that's cool.
standard home.
Oh, that's cool. You
Yeah.
grew up on the west
Yeah.
coast?
Yeah, I grew up in Northern California, like Palo
Oh, cool.
Alto, Stanford area.
Oh, cool.
And then moved down. I went to school at USC, so
Yeah.
that's where I met all my best buds. And then
Nice.
during COVID, we figured out a way to
Hell yeah.
live in together.
And how old
But
are
I
you?
want to just say something before we start.
Oh, yeah.
When you have the most insane community, like you guys bombarded, you bombarded my DMs. And I was like, I saw about 15 messages before I saw your message to
Yeah.
me. I'm like, who's this Anthony guy? So that was really, really cool. And I missed it. Sorry, like it was a day later.
Don't
days
worry
later. I was
about
like,
it. This
what
is
is
better.
this all about?
Don't worry, because we
Yeah.
make it a whole episode of it. But just
Yeah.
everybody watching right now, everyone in the chat, what's up? And it works, motherfuckers. It works.
Yeah.
We got Iman himself, brah.
Yeah, you guys did a great job. That was cool.
And so
I was
thank
like,
you.
I finally saw firsthand like an army of just devout
Nice.
like followers. That was so
Yeah.
cool. That was really nice.
Thank you. So hold on. Hey, babe. All right. So I know it's freaking freezing. My girlfriend just got home. So
Let me step back a bit. I think my face is so close to the camera.
yeah,
All right, let's do it like this.
yeah. So we see those goddamn shoulders. Holy shit!
I'm wearing
dude.
I'm wearing the same outfit as the dating show, just so that we're like all synced up right now. I'm wearing the
Nice.
necklace. I got it
Nice.
all. So
It's
Okay.
the most impressive outfit. So I mean, I do that too.
thank you.
Or was that is that
Also
coincidental?
that I'm wearing the same outfit.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm having fun with this with you. I wanted to dress up and
Beautiful.
talk, since we're
That's
gonna
what
be
I
talking
wanted.
about it.
That's what I wanted. All right.
Also-
What? Say it.
The shirt is a $10 Banana Republic
Fuck
shirt.
yes,
So
bro.
very cheap.
Yes.
It's just fitted. That's yeah.
It's what's underneath that counts. The muscles.
Yeah.
All of the muscles and that
Yeah,
extremely
they
low
help.
body fat.
They help.
Wait,
Yeah.
so okay, how old are you?
28.
Oh, 28. Okay. And where in LA are you? What neighborhood?
Century City.
Oh, hell yeah. We're literally like 5 minutes away from each other.
What are you, Westwood? Brentwood?
I'm in
Beverly Hills?
Palms, which is kind of like Culver City.
Oh, yeah. I'm right
Yeah.
above it.
Yeah, so we're both on the west side. Hell yeah, buddy. Okay. So I'm a social skills, relationship, dating coach. So
Yeah.
like I love getting into the nitty-gritty of stuff. So I'm going to ask you like everything.
Yeah, for sure.
And I want to, and I mean, that's what the reason why I do what I do is because I'm always so curious about relationship dynamics, all that type of stuff. So, let's
Before
go.
before you ask,
Yeah.
I do want to also say, watching you look at me, and because I watched the stream, it was the most mind-breaking thing I've ever like been a part of. Like you right away when you saw me, you say, "Oh, he's hunched over." He's showing, and then all the way eventually to like, I think I like Ebon. I was like, wow, I just went through a whole journey with you. That was so cool.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
So like you're watching my like micro judgments of you, which was great. I love that.
Blew my mind.
No, but I always keep an open mind. I love immediately judging and then proving myself wrong a minute later. But no, you ended up being like somebody that I think is fucking dope. You know, so I'm so awesome. And it made so much sense that you won too, because you were obviously the best person for her, and you're just the most attractive person out of all of them.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I mean, in a funny way though, when we were getting to the finale, I was like, I really enjoyed hanging out with Jimmy because we spent a lot of time together, and
nice.
It honestly could have gone either way. Like
really.
Yeah, in my opinion, I think Jimmy's a catch in his own right.
Are you guys friends now, you and Jimmy?
Yeah, we're staying in touch. I would love to actually. I don't know if you know what Jimmy does, but
he meets TikTok or something like that.
Yeah, he's a TikToker, and he meets people in need, and he asks for money. And if they give him money, he gives them like a car, $5,000. Like, that's cool. He's just an amazing guy. So
that's cool.
I'd love to like be part of that with him.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to get into you and into this whole experience from start to finish. First, you heard about this opportunity. How did you hear about it?
Well, I'm a big Airrack fan, so I've been following his stuff for a long time. I'm in his YouTube course, Creator Now, that like teaches people how to be YouTubers. And then I saw on his story, he basically said, if you're single male in LA, click this link and apply it to be part of my next video. And I'm like, what? Hell yeah. I hope this is dating related. I hope it's dating related.
Oh yeah, single, that makes sense.
Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I apply, get a message like a couple days later. Oh, and I had to submit like a 30-second why should we pick you video. He kind of talked about that in the video.
Makes sense.
And
so you got chosen, you went. I watched your YouTube video, which was really well made, by the way. You kind of
thanks, man.
You understand like how people want to take in a YouTube video, you know, so you did that really well.
Thank you.
So I got where you saw all of these people and you're like, holy crap, who are all these people? A little intimidated. Okay, so let's go from the moment that you first meet. What's her name again?
Chloe.
I was testing you.
Yeah. What type of guy would have even known her name?
All right. So the first second you go up, you have what? A pickup line? Is that it?
Yeah. Pickup line.
And what was the pickup line again?
Well, Borat is my favorite character of all time.
Yeah.
And I'm not a pickup guy. Like I don't go to girls and say a pickup line. So I was like, go up to her and I go, oh, very nice. How much?
Yeah.
And she didn't get it. She didn't understand what I was saying. And in that moment, I was like freaking out. They didn't show this in the final cut, but I say it, and she's just like kind of just standing there like, wait, what? And I'm like, okay, I got to lean in. Like I can't back out at this point. That's weird. So I say, how much? Mm-hmm. She's like, how much? And so then we're just standing there. And it's like 5 actual seconds passing. Really awkward. And then Airrack says, all right, time's up, make a decision. And she like looks at me, and that's when she says the line, you're really attractive, so go right. And I'm like, dude, you almost lost right there.
Yeah. So I wonder, like, have you done stand-up? Like, are you any type of performer at all?
Unprofessionally, absolutely. In my friend group, I'm the performer.
Got it.
I'm trying to take it more.
Because that's the vibe that you give off. Like, and even you just saying like, oh, okay, lean in. Like that's a performer headspace. It's like, all right, you got this far, you know, like don't step back on this shit. Like go all the way, because you're probably going to lose if you're halfway in and she doesn't even get it. And so, I mean, like that's that's the right headspace to have. Like who knows what would have happened if you were like, oh shit, I fucked up.
I don't even want to think about that, man. That scares me, thinking if I pulled back at that point. Like that's just okay. So
you saw her for the first time. What did you think of her?
I mean, she's incredibly attractive. I was shocked because we didn't even know who it's going to be. They didn't say. They said,
"Oh wow." He didn't say that it was his sister.
We didn't even know it was a 1 versus 100. They just said, come, dating show. So they didn't tell us any ideas.
Wow.
And then once they got all 100 of us, they say, so the girl is arriving. She doesn't know you guys are here. And, you know, when you open the doors, everyone clap. And so then we see her and I see her. I'm like, dude, this is a very attractive girl.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
And also like, right. Yeah. And she has an awesome smile. Like she's obviously enjoying the moment at the same time. And we're like on a YouTube set. So I'm like, if she's having fun, I'm going to have fun with her. And 2 rounds later, Airrack says, by the way, you know, you guys didn't know already, this is my sister. So don't try any funny business. And I was like, oh my God. Wow. Damn, this is crazy.
Yeah. What are the chances that Airrack, being so talented and successful as he is, also has a beautiful, charming sister too? Like, come on, what else does he have under his sleeve?
Yeah. I mean, the guy has it all. I mean, and also in a funny way, you can kind of see Airrack a little bit.
No, totally. In the eyes. I was
right?
saying that. Yeah. They both have these piercing eyes.
Yeah. You called it villain eyes.
Yes.
I don't know if it's
No, villain eyes. It's like sexy, you know, like when they have, I can't do it because I don't have villain eyes, but like that's like a sexy thing. It's intimidating. It's, you know, but okay. So another thing I want to mention, because you're saying things that are probably natural to you, but a lot of people don't think about.
Oh yeah. Sure. Let's slow it down.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I kind of forget it. So I have to actually go back and remember, but you were saying like, she's having fun with this. So I'm going to match that fun. That's a fucking huge headspace that people don't think about, dude. Like people go, wow, she's having a lot of fun. I'm intimidated. What if I'm not as fun? Right. So first of all, Iman, what?
Iman. Yeah. Like Pokemon.
Nice. Oh, that works. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is it about you where you go, oh, this person's going to have fun, I'm going to lean into it rather than retreat?
Okay. Got it. I think one of the things I really enjoy the most, or a skill, I guess, I love connecting with people. And what comes with that is meeting them at their level. And that's something I've built a lot of sensitivity to over time, like reading the room, reading the rules at play and what people are looking for. And once I feel like I can step into that, that's where I can have my fun. Because you know, it's about making them feel comfortable. So that's kind of in this scenario where I saw a little of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I, without meeting you, not knowing that much about you, I feel like you are one of those naturals socially, because you're saying all of the things that I talk about, you know, like, first of all, you like people, like you like them, you want to meet them at their level. You want them to feel good. You want to have that connection with them. So it's like, I could tell you're not going, and when I say this, I speak in like hyperbole. Everybody has insecurities and anxieties. So I assume that you have that too, and that's understood. But a lot of you I see, I don't see you going up and going, oh, like, where do I stand compared to her? How good am I? Is she higher value than me or lower value than me? And do I have to like impress her by doing I see you going, I just want to have fun with this person because I want her to have fun and I want us to have fun together. I want to see the potential for if we could have a connection with each other. I don't know. So let me see. Is that right?
Yeah, 100%. And actually, on top of that, I didn't mention this. Another part that really is critical to me feeling comfortable is also connecting with everyone in the room.
Yes.
So like before I met her, I needed to make sure that the 100 people I was with, I spent 20 minutes getting to know everyone.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to walk in. I knew if I didn't know those guys, it's a me versus them.
Yes.
It's separate. So like once we walked in that line, I felt like I honestly made like probably 60 friends.
Yeah. Dude,
and I was hyping them up too.
I could already say that you're a natural socially. Like you embody all of the things that I talk about all the time. Dude, seriously, the fact that you wanted to do that, like you're connecting with the room, you're winning them over, you're getting them to see that you're a good person that doesn't have bad intentions. So when they see that, you can interact with Chloe and they're going to go, oh, this guy's a good guy. So you're not going to feel ashamed of the way that you want to act or things that you want to say. If you say how much to Chloe, everybody in the room isn't going to go, oh, what a douche. They go, oh, I know Iman. Like, he's a good guy. Like, I know he's just playing around. And so that's going to give you more of a relaxed feeling on the inside to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yes, it's the relaxed. Yeah, the relaxed is what I'm gunning for.
Yes,
like,
dude.
we all cheer for each other, and we all laugh together. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Great.
Thank you, man.
Okay.
That's so cool that you're so observant about these things too. I've never talked to someone that looks for these things and talks about it. Yeah. And I can see why you have such an awesome following and why people that's very valuable to.
Because growing up, I wasn't a natural, but I had friends like you growing up. And I studied my friends because I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, why are they so good with everybody? And, you know, like, they can meet people they're attracted to and it just like works out. Not everybody, but I'm just saying, like, it's just like everything seems smooth with them without them trying. And I was like, what the fuck is happening? And so I really studied my best friends. Those were the people that inspired me throughout life. Those naturals.
Damn.
And
That's
I just,
really cool.
and I love social skills in relationships, obviously. And the idea that I could improve my social skills to improve my relationships was something I just really locked onto and was like, whoa, the better I get at social skills, the better relationships I could have. Okay. Like, that's cool. Like, probably the same way that somebody goes, oh, the better at business I become, the more money I could have, you know, the more wealthy I could become. Like, that wasn't a passion of mine, but social skills definitely was.
Yeah. And it's a skill, right? And I think that's I really appreciate you preaching that. It's like, no one is born out the womb a certain way. Like,
well, you are, Iman, but nobody else.
Well, I got to say this. I don't know if you knew this, but I was the last guy in my high school class to kiss a girl. Like,
really? Yeah.
I was very much, I was a class clown, but I was not comfortable and good with women romantically until much later in college, when I realized that, like, you can't always be just silly. People just can't take you so seriously. I was like very silly. So just like you say, with the skill, over time, by following my own friends and my own inspirations, I kind of was developing a similar style. Go to the gym. I put on 25 pounds of muscle. I was a stick back in the day. So, like, I really do respect and appreciate these skills that you're preaching, and you can develop those over time.
Definitely. And, you know, speaking to you saying, like, you know, you were the funny person in high school, you know, you likely probably were able to build that muscle of that kind of performer muscle, that comedy muscle while, you know, growing up. And that definitely contributed to, you know, later on when you were learning social skills, because like that lean in type of headspace, you know, like, that's that type of thing where it's like, if you're in class and you know you have, you know, something funny to say, it's like, if you half-ass that, the teacher's going to kick you out. But if you can make the teacher laugh, then you win.
God. Yes. Oh my God, that's such a good example. Yeah, if you half-ass it, you're getting out of the class.
Yes.
That's so true. That's so true.
Okay, so next scene. I mean, some of these scenes, like you probably saw in my last stream, they don't really contribute to two people actually getting to know each other and connecting. It's more for the entertainment of the video. Like, you know, you stopping a robber while you're walking. Like, but during those scenes, was there some downtime where you guys actually did get to interact and get to know each other? Tell me about that.
Definitely. And it's so interesting what they cut and what they decided not to cut. There was a lot of actually good combos, but ultimately it's, you know, Airrack has a different strategy with retention. He actually told me it was a 25-minute video, and then he cut it down to 17 the day before.
And I get it 100%. No,
okay.
I completely understand. Like, you got to serve what works on the YouTube algorithm. That is paramount.
Yeah. And it also depends on, like, your target audience too, right? Like,
of course.
If a lot of and what are they looking for too? So when we were walking, one of the first questions she asked me was, "What's your 5-year plan?" And I'm like, "Whoa!" Like, talk about starting off strong. And so I was like, I just actually quit my job as a product manager and an engineer to be a creator. I started talking about, like, I love what your brother's doing, creating that community, and like to be able to to create a community off your being. I think that's an amazing thing. And I'm also really fascinated by this short form content. Like, we're all I'm literally like, they cut all this out, but
yeah,
I was saying, it's like, short form content. No way. I'm like, yeah, I feel like education is really going to change because people want that precise, quick answer.
Yeah.
And so it's going to cause creators to actually be more concise, because I think 9-minute videos on a one answer. And she's like, actually, my dream is to help make educational material online for people with disabilities, because she's actually a nanny, and she was telling me about what she does. She's a student, but at the same time, she's also likes helping people with disabilities, and she wants to tackle short form content. I was like, wait, that's crazy. So that was right before the robbers happened. And so we got split up there, and all that chaos happened. And then after that, I was like following up and saying, wait, you were saying short form content? And so we talked for maybe like a minute more. And then she said, got to wrap up this date. So I gave her a hug, and that was it. It was just a few minutes.
Cool. But so it's clear that you guys were able to connect on that. And that's something we didn't get to see, but that's totally fine. But it's good to hear that stuff did happen. And so while you're talking to her, how were you feeling about Chloe in that moment? Or were you just like, holy shit, like literally the camera's on me, Airrack's watching me from a fucking van, like I don't know what's about to happen? Did you not have time to consider how you felt about her?
Okay, a couple answers there. One, there wasn't a camera in our face. And so that was actually kind of throwing me off, because I was expecting there to be one. Only later did I realize they had a sniper like 300 meters away filming it. But they did have a mic on us.
Okay.
They had a mic on us, so I knew that they had to be filming something. But actually right away, and this was one of my favorite things about interacting, if I'm in the dating scene, interacting with a woman, is eye contact. And right before I got mic'd up, she was like, she was off to the side with one of the videographer guys, but we like exchanged eye contact, and like we held it for a little. And I was like, oh, this is nice. Like, I got really excited that we saw each other. And so we turn the corner, we start walking, and our body posture is like, we're walking, but we're both kind of rotating inward toward each other. And I felt a lot of physical tension and chemistry. And that was really fun. And it got to a point actually where I said, we were walking, but we like so much looking toward each other. I was like, you want to just stop walking? Like, do you want to just talk right here? And then she said, I think we should keep going. And obviously she knew what was coming up next, but like, that was kind of the feeling that I had. Like, the conversation was going really well. A lot of physical, that was the first time actually we were going face to face, an actual convo. Okay, keep going. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, so how were you feeling about her at that moment? You were feeling a good vibe, but hers good vibe personally.
Well, this was before we talked about the short form content. So really it could have only been physical at the time.
Got it.
Right. If I'm being completely honest. But once she said that she does short form and she's working with kids with disabilities, that's when I was like, oh, wait, this girl actually is like fighting for a awesome cause that I think needs a lot more attention. And we also had a career path that kind of aligned. So that's where I started getting interested by the second half of the walk.
Did you feel like super anxious during this time, or were you just like, I'm just going to go along for the ride here?
Okay. So yeah, definitely one thing I want to say at first is naturally I was feeling very anxious. You're like, I'm on this big YouTube show, cameras are there. It's not very authentic. And the way I wanted to create that authentic space is to ask the obvious question. It was my first question to her. What do you think of all this? Like, this is crazy.
Yes.
Like 100 guys are dating you.
Yeah.
And she laughed. And I think that really opened up the convo because at first, I definitely was at first thinking, say the right thing, make sure, yada, yada. Yeah. And then I was like, wait. What the hell's going on? What's the context here? She must be blown away. So then I kind of asked her the question. And from that came the natural conversation.
Great. And that's exactly how it's supposed to go. So you just like detailed how it should happen. We get nervous. We go, what do we say? And then we say, wait a second, let me take my attention off of what I should be doing. And you put your attention on how she was feeling. And that enabled you to react accordingly. Just like did you ever take an improv class?
I took one in COVID.
Yeah.
It was a Zoom class.
Oh,
I'd recommend in person.
Dude.
Yeah, I did take it.
Yeah, you'd be great. You'd be great.
Thank
but
you,
that's
man.
exactly how it should go. So great. Okay, so after the conversation, I mean, the whole robber bit, but then the conversation with her, how did you feel about Chloe at that point?
Oh, it was great. I couldn't have asked for a better 5-minute date.
Yeah.
Like I knew that was the limitation. I'm like, that's the best. We talked about the stuff that mattered ASAP. Great. So I was feeling really good. Yeah.
And like, so you were like, wow, I really like this girl now, or what were you thinking about how you?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like her and I'm excited for next round. I think I did a good job. I was like looking forward to next round because I knew that I had a feeling it was going to get more and more and more intimate. So I was excited for what was to come.
Okay. And I skipped around a little bit, but what was the next round?
The next round was a 5-minute dinner date. 5-minute, like at a
That's
restaurant.
it. I remember that. And then like crazy things had to happen in that
on
that day.
God.
Yeah. But let's not talk about that as much because that was more evident in the video. I want to talk about the stuff that we didn't get to see and the conversation that you guys might have had during that time.
Yeah. What was the combo? Because to be honest, I feel like a majority of my memory was on that crazy challenge that happened at the end.
Yeah.
But we were like following up on, I wanted to follow up on what we talked about. So I was asking more about, what do you mean by the content space? Like what type of material? So I was just trying to basically continue our 5 minutes into 7,
especially because you're interested in it.
Yeah. I was really interested. I mean, what else could we talk about? Like, another thing I talked about is like, LA and her thoughts because I didn't know like how long she was in town for because she lived in Georgia, she mentioned. And so I wanted to learn more about like, so you fly in from Georgia, you're here for a day and then Airrack tells you, I'm basically trying to understand like how she got here this morning. Because what else is more interesting than that? I'm not going to talk about what you had for lunch or what you like to wear. It was just like, I want to talk about what we're going through right now.
Yes, dude. Amazing.
And
okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know if you have any specific questions I could try to answer.
Well,
memory was a little hazy though from that restaurant just because of the chaos of me finding her the salad last minute. That was insane.
That was pretty cool. I was impressed by that. A lot. It was. I mean,
also funny enough, if you look at the footage, I just found this out a day ago. Airrack told her, tell her you cry when you get angry. And then she misheard it and said, I cry when I get hangry. And that was the whole thing about the food. It was a misunderstanding.
Dang, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No one did. I didn't catch it. Yeah.
So at this point, how are you thinking like Chloe feels about you? Can you tell at all? Or is she kind of withholding because she knows the whole situation?
Does she know the whole situation? Tell me more what you mean by that.
No, so what I mean is like she knows that she is kind of she's on her brother's side right now. She's saying, listen, it's these guys are in the lion's den. They're kind of going through hell. And
don't show them your interest.
Yeah, exactly. It's my job to be the date and allow them to kind of and I could tell a little bit that she was kind of doing that. And like you said, when she was like, we should keep walking, like she knows what she had to do to make the video go smoothly while having, while still being able to connect with you. But what I'm saying is like, were you able to like you sensed when you first started walking and the body language was turned toward each other and the little eye contact, did you notice anything like that during the dinner date?
Yeah, definitely. We were basically, it was super fun, light flirting. Like I could just tell with the eyes. I don't know how you describe it. I don't know how you would describe it to your viewers, but like, I was like leaning in at the table, I was cracking some jokes. She was laughing, but I don't know. It's something I can tell with the kind of the energy and the eyes specifically. Like it was a lightness in the air, kind of. And from that, I was like, I think we're flirting. I think we're definitely having fun here. And
Good.
I think that was my main objective, because it's like, there are cameras on you. There is a lot of pressure. There is. And I even asked her, I said, are you bugged right now? Like, because I could tell someone was talking in her ear. I could just tell based on the look on her face. Like, I could just tell, like someone's talking to you right now, right? Like, if you're so connected to someone on a one-on-one combo and they're like thinking, you're like, wait, you're bugged. And the way she responded to that, it was light. And I said, as long as we are not acting like cameras are putting pressure on us, I think that's a win. And I think given the constraint, the main goal I want is their lightness. And I felt that with her.
Damn, dude. Okay, so at this point, like, what is your primary goal? Is it to win? Is it to connect with Chloe? What is it? What's in your head? What's driving you?
It's to connect with Chloe. I'll be honest. If I thought about winning, I would do something stupid.
Yes, exactly.
I would do something so dumb.
Yes.
And so I was just like, it was honestly a 50-50. I was like, connect with Chloe. And the minute you're hanging out with the guys, the top 5 guys, connect with them. Like, I just needed to
That's great.
make sure I was connected to everyone.
Yeah. I mean, yes. That's all I could say is yes, dude. Cool.
There was actually, and also I will say, I won't name who did it, but there was a couple of guys that in the back room were saying, like, who do you think's going to win? Like, I have a feeling. And I'm like, I don't know. It's just like making me uncomfortable and rubbing me the wrong way. And I got to a point where I'm like, dude, I don't really want to answer that question. Like, what type of guy would I be to like say that in front of you guys and think about it? But I feel like that's a common mentality. I feel like.
I mean, listen, I wouldn't have been able to do what you did because I have very bad performance anxiety. So anytime I feel as though all eyes are on me, all right, you have to do it, you have to perform, you have to do well, I shut down. I'm at my best when I know it's just, about the connection, about the conversation. And like, so when I was in my early 20s and I was learning how to, flirt with people and, talk to people, I had to untrain myself, unbrainwash myself from, that fear of approaching somebody at a bar or a party or something like that, because I felt that it was a performance, and that's why I would get so damn nervous. And I had to train myself to say, listen, this is not a performance. It's about you two connecting with each other, and nowhere in that is a performance. But I was able to train myself to do that because that's true. But if I was on a YouTube video, it starts mixing contexts. Starts mixing dynamics. 100%. And I think I would just 100%. Shut down and not do. But like you have this certain vibe where like we were saying, like you just lean in and you just say, I'm just going to have as much fun as possible in this moment and work on connecting with this person, and whatever happens, happens. Is that right? Or?
Yes. But I will also say it was the first time I was on a YouTube dating show, and I was very strategic. It's knowing myself. And I said, to be able to try to create as best as I could the same energy I would on a one-on-one date in such a different circumstance. I need to like connect. I need to be light. I knew that I needed to do something to undo the pressure to be different. Like it was very strategic of a play. I won't lie and say this comes naturally. I'm a great YouTube dating guy. Like I don't know what that even means.
But a YouTube dating guy.
What the hell?
But at the same time, I mean, those are all good things to do. Like, it's not like you were thinking of like manipulative strategies for like, like, oh, how do I make this other guy like nervous or something? Like you were thinking about things that are going to relax you. So it could match a real dating situation, which is great advice. Okay. So what was the next scene?
Then it's the final round.
Yes.
2 people.
This was my favorite.
Group date. That blew my mind. I was like,
that was a good idea.
Nervous at first. They said they mic'd us up. They said, all right, both of you go to the beach. And I'm like, wait, I've never done that before. And like, I also knew that like, if it's the final round, I need to like, we were being very friendly, very flirty, but if I'm going to do the final round, I need to be somewhat sexual tension. Like there has to be some, but but like, I also was like, I don't want to do too much of that in front of my boy, Jimmy. Like we were just hanging out, like,
got it.
And,
so you were kind of balancing two dynamics right there.
I was trying to, right? I'm always trying to read the room. I'm trying to make sure everyone's having a good time. Because I was also like, dude, I've seen dating shows. Like I've watched them growing up. And I always hated when you see the worst in people in the final two. They like backstab and do all this stuff. I'm like, dude, why can't someone be nice?
Yeah.
And win?
Yeah.
Like, why can't they do that? So like, just fast forward to the end. I'm like so glad that was rewarded to be nice. Like, God, thank God.
You know, I'm in the middle of like putting together this conversation class for like Skillshare, and one of the big things that I talked about today is that good social skills always wins. And so part of good social skills is good intentions, showing love to everyone around you. And so for you to ignore, you know, the other guy that's there, that's bad social skills. So something is bound to happen. You know, if you lose, if something happens, like she'll see you as being rude. She'll see you as not being a good dude, somebody that cares about people, that likes people, that connects easily with people. She'll see that, you know, and that's why it's like, I always remember good social skills always wins. So if I'm exhibiting good social skills to the room, it's like, I'm always going to get a good result out of that. Yeah. I'm just using you as the example for everything that I teach from now on.
Dude, I love it. I love it. This
I'm going to frame, I'm going to put you on the wall. I'm going to put Remember, everybody.
Just use my body, kick me to the wayside when you're done. I'm down. I'm disposable.
Okay. So you guys are chatting. That's where I definitely am starting to see the chemistry between you and Chloe. That's where I'm definitely
seeing. Some people were
it.
telling me, tell me what you saw. Because some of my friends, I didn't notice this. They were saying she started leaning her body toward you. I didn't see that as much. I wasn't aware. Did you see that? Yeah,
she was leaning in and she was like, you have good eye contact and you were keeping that eye contact. And I think I mentioned that in the stream last week. But that also got her creating good eye contact. And your buddy who was there, I mean, he was visibly shitting his pants and he was nervous. And I mean, he wasn't really making a lot of eye contact. And that's just that's normal anxiety. We're retreating into our heads. We're not engaging with the person around us. The way that I get over that is I always see it as respect. I always frame it as respect. So if I'm retreating and feeling anxious and not making eye contact with the person, you know, the one way that we say it is, oh, your feelings are valid. You could be, and that's okay. Your feelings are valid. You are feeling anxious. Okay. I'm not saying you're not feeling anxious, but I like to frame it for myself saying that's disrespectful because you're focusing more about how you are being perceived rather than showing respect to the person that's in front of you and giving them your attention. And so that's the kind of way I like to kind of shift my perspective and make me less nervous because and like you talked about kind of leaning into things instead of feeling the anxiety. And so I got to say, out of the 2-hour live stream that you did, that statement you said was the one that like landed the most with me. I was like that. I really held on to that. I was like, I didn't even think about it that way. Like, it's about respect. It's about being there with someone. But when you like
I was thinking about that for the last couple of days.
Oh,
like,
dang.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Like it really stuck with me.
Yeah.
Really
I mean, I mean, it's when you like people, when you love people and when you want the best for people, I mean, most of the social skills fall into place. Eye contact falls into place. Okay, so I was feeling the chemistry. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me pull it up. Now we're going to get really meta on you, dude.
Yeah. They really cut a lot, by the way, on this scene, understandably. But this is where things really started to click between me and Chloe. I got some fun stuff.
How long was that interaction? The fireside chat?
I felt like maybe 10 minutes.
Okay,
maybe
cool.
10.
And so 12, compared 15. To like the dinner thing, how long was that whole scene?
I felt like 3 times as long.
Okay.
Because we had to both answer the question. So it was like a shared time. So
Okay, so I'm going to jump to it. If you want to look at this stream, It's going to be a bit of a delay. But I'm gonna quickly just go through this because I don't exactly remember.
It would be an honor to get to know you more, and this whole thing's been incredible.
You both are here because I think you're exceptional people. We started with 100, and we ended up with 2.
I know what happened.
And I won Rose with my brother and several other people watching.
Millions, yeah.
I've had a little bit of time to make a decision and talk to you guys.
I'm gonna actually back up a little bit.
When you were in my arms, I was here for you.
Oh, I hate this moment. Look at Jimmy.
He's pissed.
Okay, so you said at the point where you were in my arms, I was here for you, or I couldn't really tell what you said. Is that what you said?
Oh yeah. She was asking, so are you here for Airrack or are you here for me? And I was like, well, if I'm gonna be completely honest, I didn't even know you existed before this morning. It was a surprise. I'm gonna be honest. But there were a couple like definitely physical cues, eye contact, hugging, the laughter, and the combos that we had. But yeah, by the end, definitely, who's Airrack?
Yeah, and the other great thing is you didn't bullshit. You legitimized your interest in her. So you could have said, no, I'm here for you. I'm here for you, all you. Which,
dude, that makes me cringe. I don't even want to even think about that.
And then you could have gone the other way where you're playing it cool and be like, no, listen, I'm here to just have fun. I love Airrack. It's a good video and we'll see what happens. You could play the cool thing, but you legitimized your attraction in her by saying, listen, when we started talking, when we made eye contact and when we hugged, something changed and I became here for you. And so that makes it believable, dude. So expressing your attraction and like legitimizing it, like backing it up, makes sense to people. And that's exactly what you did. And I know that made an impact on her. Okay, so hold on. I'm going to continue.
Your brother's just a plus, just like knowing someone in your family, spontaneous, wild like that.
Totally.
I just love that. I would love to,
Thank you so much.
continue getting to know you, and it's been a blast.
Yes, it has been a blast.
I want Jimmy to win. I'm just gonna say it right now. Jimmy's.
When Airrack's going,
dude, there was like,
there
was like 2-3 cameramen right in front of us, and there was like people eating ice cream behind it. I was like trying and I was shivering. I was so cold. It's like nighttime in Long Beach. I'm trying to get close to the fire, trying to make sure the camera doesn't see how much I'm shaking. It was I've never been in a dating situation like that,
Yeah, I would have crumbled. Yeah. I would have not been anywhere near what, you were doing. My performance anxiety just goes through the roof whenever that type of stuff happens. Damn. Yeah, you were really battling the element. The elements at that point.
Yeah. But I was like, I'm so close. Just push through, man.
Yeah. Okay, so
like I've seen his videos for so long. I was just like, you're here. It's the final round. You're with his sister.
Damn.
Like this is an amazing, like grateful position to be in. Just push through, man.
Yeah. I would have shut down at that moment. All that pressure. I like to depressurize myself, but all right, here we go.
Team E, man. I freaking started the day saying I hated him.
Jimmy, I'm about to be your brother-in-law.
All right, I hate that.
I love this guy.
Yeah. So this is a hard question. I want to know what you think makes you better than the other one.
Oh no!
Communication. I've learned how much that means to you.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to dance with that too.
Oh yeah. I'll give a lot more context here. I gotta say they botched this part.
Yeah. Did they just edit a bunch of stuff together and it really wasn't what you said type of thing?
No, it was what I said. But for the purposes of retention, they had to trim the real. That wasn't the first word I said. I didn't just say communication. Yeah, I was like, I watched that. I was like, kill me, bro. That sounds so cringe. Like that's not how I talk. But like I did say that. Yeah, but it was in a sequence of other sentences. Her question was, and this is where literally I think I got this. Like we really connected on this answer. She said, what is the thing you fear the most in a relationship? And like I just got out of a relationship, pretty serious relationship in I think June of this year. And I was like, I think the thing I fear the most in relationships is, losing your truth in the face of, and your values in the face of keeping another partner happy. How do you balance that? And that is what I went through. And like, I lost my truth. I was like so pampering. And I thought that's what makes someone happy. And I'm sure you talk about this on your channel, like this fake myth that if you do what someone tells you, like that makes them happy. So
Yeah.
I talked about that. And the minute I said like, lose your truth in the face of making your partner happy, her eyes rolled back. Like she was like, tell me about it. Tell me about it. I was like, oh no, like she must be coming from somewhere similar. And so I decided to share a little more. I was like, when you have an argument or you have a disagreement, I just want to be able to talk about the relationship as something outside of us two. And we could talk about it. We're above it instead of like us getting emotional and taking things personally, like move past it with communication. And then that's where you hear the word communication.
Oh my God.
And I was like watching it like, no, like God,
Yeah.
chose that. But that was kind of the idea. And she was like, tell me about it. She was just nodding. She was in agreement. And I knew that like, I was excited to hear more about where she was coming from. Because it sounded like some of her past was showing up in the answer too.
So were you able to get a lot out of Chloe since it was more of a focus on you guys?
That was probably the most that I got. It was mostly on us.
Yeah.
She was asking us. She was running the show, right?
Yeah. Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great answer. And just the fact that you were keeping so aware of how she was feeling and those little responses, it was able to lead how you continued, which is great. Okay. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to hit play here.
Baby. All right, so yeah.
Come on, Jimmy, bring it home.
Like a lot of people, they'll date around this and that and bounce around, and I just don't understand that world. Like, I just understand commitment. So, yeah, it would be an honor to get to know you more, and this whole thing's been incredible.
You both are here because I think you're exceptional people. We started with 100, and we ended up with 2.
Yeah. And by the way, like while she's talking, the whole time you're locked onto her face. And not just making eye contact, because a lot of people get confused with eye contact. They think that just means just like stare at their eyes, and that's not what it means. I mean, you're so locked into everything she's saying at every moment, and I could see it the way that you nod. It shows how focused you are on what she's saying. So here we go.
And I won rose with my brother and several other people watching.
Millions, yeah.
I've had a little bit of time to make a decision and talk to you guys both more, and I appreciate that.
Oh, this hurts.
But I think I have come to a decision. And I do choose Iman.
So wait, hold on. This is my favorite part of the whole video right here. All right, here we go. 1 second.
No! Let's go! Oh no, don't kiss her. Oh, he's going to. Don't kiss her. This guy's a terminal. No. I love you until the end of time.
That's the best shit in the world. I love you until the end of time. Oh my God. Yeah. That was magical. What made you want to do that?
I mean, those type of moments you don't plan for. It was just like energy came out. I needed to express it in a certain way. It was like pent up energy, and I wanted to do it in a way that like kind of makes me light and goofy. Because like normally I felt like you got to go up and be the alpha and kiss her. I'm like, no, screw that narrative. Like, let's be silly and like have fun. I was so stoked. I was like a kid. Yeah, like just like felt like I don't know what the best thing a kid could do is, but that's literally how I felt.
Yeah, that's great. I mean. Yeah. It was the best. I don't think there could be a better thing to do than what you did. That was just so funny. It was just like so great and so likable. And I mean, it was the perfect, like I could tell that you were having fun with her. You were enjoying yourself with her at that moment. Like you weren't trying to impress her. You weren't, like you weren't trying to be cool. Like you were just saying, I'm going to continue having fun here. Which was great. All right, now let's get to the sexy part.
Do I get the kiss?
Yes.
All right, wait, I want to rewind it again. Hold on.
Kiss her. This guy's a terminal. No.
I also want to give you guys some context here too.
Okay.
Do I get the kiss?
Yes.
All right, so, I just love the vibe, the eye contact. You got up close. Do I get the kiss? I mean, it was just really authentic. Like, it showed that you actually wanted to kiss. It wasn't so you could prove to the world that you kissed her. You know, like, I could tell it was because you wanted to kiss her. And she said yes. And then I just love the little dynamic here. Let me just watch. See, what I'm seeing, and you tell me if this is true or not, but what I'm seeing is she really wanted to, like, you know, go full make out with you, but part of her was like, oh, I got to go 90% because I know that my brother is watching this shit right now. But what were you getting at that moment?
Yeah. Like what physical feedback was I getting?
Yeah, and just what was the experience? Tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely was like, okay, so one thing you guys don't know is that in the restaurant, they cut this out of the video, but Jimmy grabs a rose, makes a speech to the whole restaurant after he gets a rose. Restaurant cheers. Then I grab a rose. I say, and I got a second chance in her heart. Then he dances with her. And I'm watching this like, what the hell? Like, this man is a legendary performer.
Wow.
And you're saying I'm a good performer. So I'm telling you, like, this guy has it. And so then I grab her, we ballroom dance face to face, and I start singing some ballad out of nowhere. I don't know what I sing. And when I saw you, and by the end of it, I finish the song, we're eye to eye, and she's right in front of me. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I gotta kiss her now. Like, she's right here. So I go in very slowly, and she like slowly pulls away. And the minute I noticed she pulled away, I was like, okay, she's not into this.
Wow.
And so I pull back, and she says, and I have to leave with grace. I didn't want to, like, I still obviously was having fun. Yeah. And she goes, not yet. Like maybe next time. And so that's where it came from, where I said, that's why I was like, can I get the kiss? Like, I was like, now can we do it?
Got it.
And then she said, yes. And we finally both got that closure. Now,
makes sense.
And then when we were kissing, we were obviously getting into it, but there was a point where she was like pulling. There was a little hesitancy, a little bit in. It wasn't like a full release, obviously. And that's obviously because Airrack's showing up, and I understand. So I pulled back at that point.
But I could definitely tell she was liking it. I could definitely tell, like, you guys were vibing with each other. Okay. So
yes, we were fun.
So we got the video. You won Chloe's heart, whatever. It was, a really great experience. You did it. Now I want to hear real life shit, man. Where does Chloe live?
Chloe lives in Georgia.
And is she in Georgia right now?
Yeah.
Okay. How long did she have after this night to be in LA?
She had until she was flying out tomorrow, the next day, unfortunately.
Are you fucking serious, dude?
Yeah. Well, she didn't realize, right? She came thinking she was just going to see her brother. And so then he flipped it on her. And that day, she was like, the last day she was there. Right? Like, Airrack really set her up in a funny way.
Holy
so she was being
cow.
a super good sport about that last day.
I did not realize
And I asked her,
that.
I said, hey, like, would love to, like, continue hanging out, because my buddy had a company launch party coincidentally that night that I was 4 hours late to. And I said, hey, like, everyone's invited. Like, let's go to this party. You can meet all my friends. And she's like, I'd love to do that. But, I'd love to spend that last night with my brother. And I'm like, completely understand. But we still got the closure. I told her about the Borat line, and I'm like, you didn't even hear it. She's like, oh, you were saying Borat? And so we got all that closure about the misunderstanding. I don't want to get too into details of, like, our relationship and what's going on there, but we're talking.
All right, cool. So then she left the next day.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
next day she flew to Georgia.
But that was a good call to want to bring her to an event that your buddy, what was it, a business launch event?
Well, I wanted to bring her, but I also did invite the whole team, Airrack.
That's great. That's a great move. Great move. And it's totally understandable that she wanted to spend time with her brother. It sucks that she had to leave a day later. So you can't tell me everything, but have you guys been talking throughout this time? Are you guys still talking?
Yeah.
Nice. And is there any like plans for you going to Georgia or her coming to LA soon to see you?
I think the conversation is open. Yeah, we're open.
Very cool.
But
man.
yeah, you know, this is my first time going on a show and talking about personal. Like the video is what we all decided to show and share. But now this is a point where I would need her blessing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. That makes sense. Okay. That makes sense.
You know?
All right. Well, are you able to tell me this? And you're allowed to reject this question, but
okay.
Like, how do you feel about Chloe right now? After all is said and done, you guys are chatting.
I mean, 2 thumbs up.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
she's a really cool girl. Like I really respected that she has no video experience and like she respects her brother. She like she did it. She made a great video and she was there and like. And then even afterwards, like the energy that she has and what she stands for. I mean, she's just an all-around great girl. And I'm really happy to have had the opportunity to be on a YouTube dating show with her. That's a funny way to meet someone, right?
Yeah.
Very funny way.
And the fact that you guys are still talking, we're not going to go into it, but the fact that you guys are still talking, I mean, it is, I mean, you know, most dating shows on TV, I mean, they're mostly bullshit. Like most people don't actually get together, you know, and so it's cool to hear that you guys are still chatting with each other and seeing what's going on. And, you know, hopefully we'll see a little, you know, something happening in the future.
Maybe.
Cool. Yeah. So I don't want to ask any further questions about that, but trust me, I want to know stuff.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But, yeah, dude, I mean, you're just such a class act. So I want to thank you for coming on and chatting with me, buddy.
Thank you, man. You know what's so cool? It's like after I got your DM, I told my cousin about it, and I just met your channel for the first time and checking out your content. And my buddy is really passionate about the creator space. He said, "Wait, is this Anthony? Like, is it?" I'm like, "Let me check." His name. Dude, holy crap, that's sick. This guy's like a big dating coach on YouTube.
Hell yeah!
Like, oh man, that's really cool.
Yeah,
like, he's a big fan of your work.
Oh, that's great.
And so I'm really happy to be on here and talk through it. I hope that your viewers got some value out of it. I was full screen with you, so I didn't get it. Let me actually read some of the comment. I've never been on a live show, so just like being part of a discussion like that, I think this is really cool.
Yeah, no, I love the energy of the live stream. I think it's really fun, like getting to interact.
You do
with
this every week?
Yeah, twice a week. I just started it. So it's just getting started up, but it's really fun.
I got a question.
Yeah.
So I feel like you preach alphahood, but your name is Beta's podcast. So can you tell me more about the idea there? Maybe I'm even wrong to assume that.
No, totally. Okay, so
yeah.
I don't know if you are like so aware of the perception of like what alpha means and who is teaching
Unplugged
alpha stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody on the internet, that anybody that teaches anything about being alpha is just such a fucking turd. Like, really bad social skills, really bad advice, really bad with people. And they're coming at everything from a power dynamic. They're coming at everything from a, like, dude, if you even just stuck your baby toe into the pool of like what's going on the internet, like you'd throw up in your mouth a little bit. And it's bad. And it's preying on the anger and sadness of young men. And it's, instead of teaching them a healthier way, it's merely just playing on that anger and amplifying it and using it, kind of like the dark side of the force. And it's really sad to see. It's not helping anybody. And
are you talking about like the incel, black pill,
red pill, red pill, black pill, incel, all of the L's?
Yeah, got it. Because I saw you tagging some stuff with the hashtag Red Pill, and I'm like, oh, I'm curious. Like, is that the stance? And also, like alpha. Like, I've spent a little time in this space, just curious about the idea. And there are so many different views of what the word alpha means. And, right. And like, it draws people in because it's a great marketing term. But
we could,
and each person,
of course, we could take the positive things that come from like people teaching alpha stuff. And I'm sure there's stuff, but honestly, anybody that's teaching alpha stuff, it's really for darker intentions. It's about power. It's about dominance. That's why like the first thing they talk about is like a leader of men and like dominating and all of that and talking about like value level and be higher value and like it will fuck somebody up worse than they already are. And so like, if we wanted to extract only the positive things that are actually working, like that are actually effective from it, it'll take a very healthy person to do so. But for most people that are not experienced, they're learning from people that are already insecure in themselves. And so it's not going to be a positive experience at all. Yeah. And so
I got you there. Definitely, especially with YouTube, anyone has now a platform to start speaking, and you don't know really what credentials.
Anybody could say anything. Yeah, exactly. Nobody needs credentials
so it
to talk
get
about
dangerous. Shit. I agree with that for sure.
So, because of that, it's funny to me to identify as a beta and build that up as like a different type of. I get it. Yes.
Dude, I do get it. I really like that actually. Because where I try to come from with my energy is diffusing. I don't want to be this, and I resonate with that. I want to be a beta.
Yeah. But also like a lot of the things that they teach just aren't true. Like attraction has nothing to do with like being a leader of men. That has to do with being a lead. Like, if you want to be like a politician or like a manager, but like being like leading, like no man is leading another man and a girl goes, ooh, I want to marry him. Like that just doesn't make any sense. There's so many things in the red pill kind of alpha stuff that it just doesn't make any sense. And it's based off of bullshit science that's not true. It's a lot of superficial stuff that's not real. And a lot of what I talk about actually is the opposite of what they teach. And also this show also is made to mock and ridicule and expose those types of people for what they are. And also, Iman, just the very idea of like calling yourself an alpha male, it's like the cheesiest shit in the fucking world, dude. Like think of like, like, I'm an alpha. I'm an alpha. Like, shut up, you fucking loser. Like, so
I do love and appreciate your energy. When you like, you posted an Instagram the other day with the really ripped bald guy said, and then we're doing this, and then you duet it, and you're like, oh no. I'm like, oh my god, that is so funny. I understand where you're coming from. I respect it, but your angle of tackling it and rising above it, I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean,
doing it with style and humor.
I grew up with people that like would laugh at the shit that is being taught on the internet right now. Like growing up in the 90s, it's like any type of anything that is like being taught on the internet now is like laughable. It's like cheesy as fuck. And it's like, I have to now watch this and accept this shit. It's so fucking cheesy. And so, I mean, I just like, so I know what works. I know what's real. And, obviously, there's going to be some good, positive things that people could learn from that type of stuff. Just like there's positive things that people could learn from like the pickup artist community. One of which being go out and socialize, go and approach people, go do it a lot, like that's probably the biggest thing that guys took from the pickup artist community when that was going really strong, and they just use confirmation bias to legitimize the other things that they thought were doing. Like, oh, say this pickup line, do this thing. Like, it's really just the fact that you just go out all the time, you meet a ton of people, you're gonna eventually meet somebody that's attracted to you that you find attractive eventually. But don't use the confirmation bias to make you think that stupid shit that people are teaching you is actually the cause of it. Because if it's also what causes you to fail, it's not some, airtight type of technique that they make you think it is. Yeah.
And also with the numbers, I think then that's when people find their own energy, their own voice, right? That's when they find their own style. I think everyone has their own approach,
that experience.
Just
the mere fact that you're just like throwing yourself into something that you really want to get good at over and over and over again. Yeah, you're going to get your own style. You're going to get that experience. You're going to get that confidence. You're going to get, detached from any of that, like, ideas of rejection. Like, all of that stuff is going to come. And those are like the very foundational, simple, basic, like, things that you could learn from, stuff like that. But for the most part, it's a lot of psychobabble that doesn't really apply. Yeah. So Iman, you're on the Beta's show, and the Beta's face is very specific. It's basically the anti-Chad look. And so if you would, you can't see me, but if you would, can you lean your head back, tilt your chin in, and that's a good Beta look. I dig it.
Hi, everyone. Very nice. How much?
Yeah, that's great. That was perfect. It's the Borat, baby.
Yeah.
When Borat first came out, or maybe it was before the movie, when it was just on HBO.
The TV show.
The TV show. I would actually, I think I was like a teenager. I forget how old, but I lived at the Jersey Shore, Seaside, the same place that the show was filmed, on the boardwalk and everything. And I remember going around like acting like Borat to random people because I'm just a nut. And so so that's a little thing that we share, that we enjoy, just being Borat. Like, I remember it was before anyone knew who Borat was. And like I would like hijack one of the seats that like the people that worked at like the games on the boardwalk would sit at, and I would sit there and I would just like act like I was Borat, trying to get them to play the games just to amuse myself.
Oh my God. And this is, before there's any cultural understanding too, because I actually I was just in Vegas and I dressed up as Borat for my next video. And I gotta say, like, people know him now. So when they see him, they're already resonating. Oh, Borat, hey, here's my wife. What do you think of her? But to do that before people know, that's another level of like, you're just doing it for yourself. Yeah. No one knows who Borat is.
Yeah, that was definitely for myself. Yeah. When I was that was probably 20 years ago. So I was probably like 17 or something like that. And I was a nutball, dude.
20 years ago, you were 17, but you were in the 90s? You grew up in the 90s?
Yeah, so let's see how this worked. Okay, so I'm 37 now.
Let's do the math.
So, hey Siri, what's 20 minus
It's like 94, 84, right?
So that was probably
80.
I don't know what I just asked to Siri, but I think it was like 2002 or something like that. I was probably 17 or 18. So like I was in high school at the end of the 90s, middle school.
Okay. I thought when you said you were a 90s person, I thought that meant you were born in the 90s, which was what I was.
Born in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so like I was really like, in the 90s. And like, oh man, there's so much that like the 90s cringes at stuff today. Like that stuff is considered cool today.
Actually, here's a question I have for you,
what's
Anthony.
up?
Because you're talking about all this cringe and all the, there's a platform where everyone can say what they want. And I agree. And we're both creators. And one thing I'm learning now is like, the cringe is what's selling, right? That's what's getting the clicks. So you as a creator, how do you balance doing stuff, knowing it's going to bring people in, and also standing for those values that you admire? Because like in a weird way, I see people all the time, they like kind of play the game because it's going to bring the most eyes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's a great question, and it's a struggle and it's a battle. But, you know, for my main channel, my channel where I like basically react to a lot of videos, I just have as much fun as possible on that channel while still trying to like bring value to people and like try to balance that. But in terms of like, for instance, I have been like working on different iterations of a dating coach show on YouTube for years. So like the basic premise is me coaching somebody on some sort of romantic interaction, whether it's a date or meeting somebody for the first time. And so if you glance at this channel that I have, that I just kind of separate it from my main channel. I used to have it on my main channel, but I realized I wanted to separate it onto its own channel called First Date. And I put people on dates, and then I would coach them on the first date where I would set them up. And it's funny, you could watch the evolution of each season of First Date that I would have, and how the episodes kind of evolved, where it started off a lot more like fast-paced, funny, and like there was a point where like I basically just focused it to be almost exactly like an Airrack or Mr. Beast type of video, where like it's super fast paced and like made for retention. And like I tried to throw in as much value as I could in between the cracks.
Yeah. Yep.
And then after that, I just went, you know what? I don't give a shit anymore. I really don't care. And I'm going to make the type of show that I want to make with zero regard for anybody else. And then it just ended up being this like really kind of slow theatrical black and white video on somebody meeting somebody. And it was my favorite thing I've ever done. And so going forward, as I make more First Date episodes, I'm going to make it just like that. Cause I don't give a shit anymore.
Wow.
But yeah, my reaction channel my main channel, I mean, that's pretty simple. I mean, I just have as much fun as possible while being able to extract as much as advice as I could in each video.
Yeah. Damn, that's really cool. I commend you a lot for sticking to what gives you that most value. Yeah. Especially because you do creation for a living, right? You make this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
But I mean, I think I like to experiment with what works first before I like to do exactly what I wanted to do anyway.
Sure.
I like to make sure I've like felt out the landscape and said, okay, well, like, let me see what it feels like to do it the way that is popular to do it. And then kind of once I get that out of my system, I'd be like, all right, now that I kind of get it, now let me just do what I want to do.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I'm like, right now I'm in a position where like, I'm trying to do Airrack style videos where it's like, you're out, you're interacting with people. There's a type of challenge, but I'm trying to pull a story together. I'm trying to have Borat go through a character growth. And I feel like right now with YouTube, there's not as much story. There's more retention. And if I could bring the story, that's something that, like you said, would make me really happy. I'd look at it and say, hey, the characters are growing. People are getting a feeling.
Are you watching Hillier Smith?
Oh, I love, yes.
Okay.
Aiden Hillier
He's
Smith,
the guy, man.
Storytelling. Yes.
He's the guy. I mean, he
did a 1 minute YouTube short on the Airrack dating video. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, wow. I did not.
That was another, and he talks about storytelling and the growth of me and Airrack as we both like, I'm at first the creepy guy, and then I become the romantic, and then Airrack goes from protective older brother to eventually letting his sister.
Yeah. One of my friends actually sent me, the video, the Airrack video, and he was like, "This is such great storytelling. You got to see this." And so that's why I watched it. But yeah, no, I love story. Like I'm obsessed with movies. Like I love going to the movies several times a week. I love stories. I love watching old movies because that's where narrative is really important, because they didn't really have special effects or even color back then. So they had to rely on plot, because it also matched books, books. All a book is plot and character development. So that's how old movies were. So yeah, like I'm super interested in that stuff. So yeah, with my first date series, I'm seriously just gonna make it literally exactly how I want. And if nobody wants to watch, I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care anymore.
Damn. That's cool.
All right. You have any words of wisdom, parting knowledge you'd like to say?
Damn, that's a interesting question. I would say, have fun above all else. That's something that I always try to lean into. Like, can I have fun with the people in the room? That's my narrative.
Yeah.
If we're talking about a story. And thank you for having me. And I guess my final question is, Anthony, can I plug my channel?
Oh, hell yes, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, if you enjoyed having me on, I would love for you to check out my channel. It's Iman Nien. So my first name and then Ian. It's like my last name, last few letters. Anthony, really, thank you for having me. I would love to actually meet you in person to hang out.
Let's meet. I mean, we live 5 minutes away. So anytime you want to get together, maybe we'll go watch a movie or something.
I'm game. I just watched Apocalypse Now last weekend, and that was excellent storytelling.
Oh, yes.
That was
that
first time.
Insane.
First time. Yeah.
All right, cool. Good. Yeah, we'll go watch a movie together. Cool. Yeah, man. Thank you for coming.
We call it a day?
Oh, I mandate a mandate.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Awesome.
Great. All right, I think that's I really have to go pee, so I think I'm going to end the stream here, even though I mean, I could keep going with other stuff, but yeah, let's just end it here. I had a long day, and I think you really knocked this fucking interview out of the park, dude. So
let's go. Thank you.
I think we're good here. Cool, buddy. Alrighty.
All right.
You have a good night.
Everyone. Thanks, Anthony.
Thank you again, and I'll see you soon in real life.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Bye-bye. What a guy. What a freaking guy, my dudes. He was like just talking to him now, clear as day how great of a person he is. Just like on the inside. Kind of goes against absolutely everything that is being taught in red pill culture right now. Except for the fact that obviously he's a Chad and he's good looking as hell and he's ripped to shreds. But that only gets you through the door. If he was a douche on that, it would have not worked out. I mean, obviously health is a main part of attraction. Taking care of your body shows that you love life because you want to help the vessel in which you're living. If you treat this thing like shit, you're not gonna have a good life. You're not gonna feel good. You're not gonna live for a long time. So it's obvious that if you are healthy, you're more attractive. But that's within anybody's reach. That's not something that is impossible. The way that like incels say like, oh, he's a Chad, so like he's just born better than me. No, dude. I mean, you could obviously tell Iman, he works out. But beyond that, I mean, if there were no muscles, he would have still won like by a mile. He would have still won that by a mile if there were if there were no muscles involved. 100%. Damn, what a great guy. You could just tell. Such a good person. And he knows social skills. And maybe not even in the front of his head, but in the back of his head, he knows social skills. Probably better than me. So it was great to have somebody to set as an example of what I've been teaching. And the great thing is I wasn't giving him leading questions. He was leading the story, and I was able to pick out certain things that he was saying that he maybe wasn't even realizing. So that's it. Guys, we're going to be back on Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for some more fun. Guess what? Oh, guess what? I am now, because we're monetized, I finally got channel memberships. So for Thursday, maybe we got memberships coming. We're going to have a Discord. We're going to have some fun benefits. Yeah, it's about to get serious in here. Okay? I'm not even learning anymore. Thank you everybody much for coming. Oh yeah, I'm just going to kind of address the chat. So Kat says, thanks, this was so great. It really was good. He was great. Matthias says, a Chad with good intentions. I agree. Let's see what else we're saying over here. Oh yeah, remember? Oh, yes. I love that I set that up. All right, let's see how I could do this. Okay, so what up, Bangtan World says Thursday will be great. It will be. It really will. Thank you for the amazing insights. Down for that movie. Daniela says, I'm about to sub to Iman's channel. He's awesome as fuck. Somebody else said, I subscribe to watch Iman in action. The guy is a legend in the making. 37 where? I don't know what that means. Let's see what else we got going here. Bro, this pod is amazing. Yeah. 100 out of 10. Yeah. Matthias says, Iman is really good at reading the signals, testing the waters. Yeah. Daniela says, that's what I wanted to know, if he knew about the bug and all the cameras. Yeah, apparently, but he wasn't exactly sure. I mean, nobody was prepped, not even the sister. Matthias says, taking yourself out of the equation and putting yourself in the other person's shoes. Yup. Daniela says, do we know if they're still dating? Not sure if I missed that part. From what it sounds like, and I'm speaking for him because he is not going to say this, it sounds like they're really connecting. They're probably FaceTiming, having phone calls, and they have some future plans. But, I mean, she does live in a different state, so who knows? Caleb says, more of Anthony's complex backstory revealed. Okay. Yeah. That's about it. Yeah, Daniela says the chat was kind of quiet tonight, but there's a sign we were all paying attention to the convo they were having. Yeah, that's what I was feeling too. Matthias says, I got to say thank you for providing such a healthy perspective on relationships and socializing. Kat says, can you talk more about how you started dating coaching next time? Yeah, sure. That's a good idea. I'll do that. And that's it. Thank you, everybody. I am going to finish up. By the way, I just filmed the first section for my conversation course. That's going to be on Skillshare in March. And I'm so excited about it, guys. I was really nervous to film it. I was like, oh no, like I'm not good at like talking to a camera by myself, but I came with the thunder. I was very surprised at myself, but I think what it has to do with is when I have something to actually talk about, that's when I could actually talk. If I don't have anything to talk about, I mean, it makes sense. I get nervous and I get but I know my content. I know my curriculum inside and out. So it's easy for me to explain. So I was really proud of myself. So I filmed the first section. We got 3 more sections left for me to film. I cannot wait till that conversation course comes out. It's going to be great because you guys are going to be able to get it for free. You just get a Skillshare free trial for a week, and then you could watch it for free. It's going to be awesome. That being said, if I should start plugging this in the podcast, but if you guys have not seen the free online dating class that I have, why are you here? Free online dating class. I think you can get the link in the description. No, you can't, but I mean, you'll be able to find it. Just go to my website, recenello.com, or go to any of my YouTube videos. The link's in there. recenello.com/free. You get a free online dating class. And you get an opportunity for a big discount on my main full course, Textual Healing, that teaches online dating to the fullest degree, sir. Yeah, I should start plugging that because, I mean, why not? Like, it's a very important course to own. All right, everybody. Lethal Hunter says, when are we going to see more first date? When I have time. I mean, it doesn't get any views, the channel. So it's hard to focus on it when I have to like run the business, even though first date is my favorite thing to do. I would say betas is my second favorite thing to do. And the reaction channel is my third favorite thing to do. I love doing the reaction channel, but I mean, ideally I'd love to just do betas and first date and call it a freaking day, baby. I love first date so much. I want to do more of that. I love the new format that I came up with. It's just exactly what I wanted. All right. Good night. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Iman, you are